Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I am standing up. First of all, big improvements here. But second of all, I will be going over UFC Fight Night, Oliveira versus Gamrot, taking place in Sao Paulo, Brazil, over the past weekend, giving you guys my thoughts, reactions, and breakdown of the entire card, starting with the early prelims, making our way down to the main event. Pretty good show, man. I thought it was actually one of the better cards that I've reviewed so far over this last, couple months, so... Yeah, I mean, let's get into this, man. There's a lot to talk about here. There's a few things to talk about here. So the first fight up on this card was Lacerda versus Simon Oliveira. Lacerda looked really good here. He looked as good as I thought he was going to be. You know, he did hold the advantage in physicality. He was outstriking him. He was controlling him the entire time. The body strikes were really impressive from him. And yeah, he's able to get in the grappling, get the takedowns. You know, Simon did look pretty good on the feet too. In the grappling department, he looked pretty decently, but it wasn't enough because Lacerda was able to get the takedown, get to his back, and get the rear naked choke in, which was a really good performance from Lacerda. I don't really know what this means for Simon Oliveira in the future, but Lacerda had a really good win here. He looked really good. I fought as I expected him to. And Simon Oliveira, we will see you in LFA, buddy. Up next, Julia Polastri defeated Carolina Kowalkiewicz by KO TKO in the second round. This was tough, man. This was tough to see. Really good performance from Polastri here. I really liked the striking ability she had on display here. You know, Carolina did look good. She went for the grappling, but she was just kind of countered out of it pretty easily from Polastri. And then on the feet, she was getting totally outclassed. The strikes were crazy. The body kicks were fucking devastating from Polastri, man. You could see it in Carolina's face that she was really, struggling to, maintain it with those kicks she was receiving. And then, yeah, man, Polastri was able to get that second round TKO win. Really, it was impressive. I liked the performance here. I'm excited to see where she goes from here. Tough to see from Carolina. Man, that is tough. She's one of the cooler fighters from the strawweight division. Not among the upper echelon of those, but long-term viewers will remember Carolina. So it sucks to see her go out like this. I hope she still can find a bounce back fight. I'm sure there's someone in the strawweight division that wouldn't stand up to her or to her wrestling abilities. So hopefully she can bounce back. Good win from Polastri here. Good stuff. Up next, Rocha beats Stuart Nicoll by unanimous decision. I kind of overestimated Stuart Nicoll's bounce back ability from his last fight. I thought he kind of was a bit more patient in that department, but I don't know, man. His grappling abilities just aren't really there. He was 2 for 20 on takedown attempts. Man, what are you doing? Like I said, I don't think Rocha has really good grappling defense ability. So for him to go 2 for 20 against him it's a bad look, man. So Rocha was able to keep it on the feet. He was able to defend all the takedowns, and then on the feet, he was able to just find the striking ability. He had really good range. He found combinations that Nicoll didn't really have answers for, and dude, he just kind of outclassed him on the feet, which is just weird. Yeah, man. I don't know where you go from here, Stuart Nicoll. He got totally gassed in the second round. He was visibly gassed. So at that point, I just knew it was it's over, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where you go from here. It's probably one more fight against someone really bad in the flyweight division, man. I don't know who, but you need to get your shit together, man. Because he's standing there, he's smiling, he's taunting and doing everything while he's losing the fight visibly. I don't know, dude. Gotta improve in that. You need to be able to get the takedowns if you're grappling. And if you're at the UFC level, you need to be able to secure takedowns, man. And if you're not able to secure takedowns, against someone like Lucas Rocha, in a fight where you should be able to get takedowns, I don't know what that says about your ability here, man. And I don't know if you should fucking be here. I picked you to win and you do me like this, dude. The fuck, man. Oh, this is a good one. Mesquita defeated Alekseeva by second round submission. This was a really interesting performance here. Really, really interesting performance here. You don't see a performance like this from a debuting women's fighter very often. So to see something like this from Mesquita, to be able to completely dominate someone like Alekseeva on the ground, completely outstrike her, control time her, incredibly much. Like, damage her with ground and pounds and cut her up pretty badly here was really impressive, honestly. She had good jiu-jitsu on display here, some good takedowns and control. Was able to get the finish in the second round due to submission. I rate this performance a lot. Like, this was the kind of performance that made me, like, sit up in my chair. I was like, well, hey, well, hold on a minute. She might get somewhere here, man. I do heavily rate this performance. So I'm excited to see where she goes from here, who she'll fight. Yeah, man, I think it's always, like, if you're able to come into the UFC and you get a finish in your debut fight, especially in the women's division, whichever one, I think that's a huge statement. So I think she'll receive a pretty significant jump up in competition. Irene Alekseeva now is 5-4. You can take your fucking shitty, Russian Ronda tattoos and get the fuck out of here, man. Get your ass out of here. I ain't built for this. I'm sorry, I'm not built for this either. Up next, Vitor Petrino defeats Thomas Petersen by KO TKO. I was kind of stressing this entire fight, man. I thought Vitor Petrino's cardio was going to be a lot better than it actually turned out to be. Both guys clinched for the most part. There was decent grappling on display from both guys. I do think, they had pretty good, they had good defense of each other, and it did kind of cancel out throughout the majority of the fight. Yeah, cardio got to both guys. I don't know. These guys are just exhausted after the first round. I really do kind of have to question Petrino for trying to wrestle as much as he did, because he found a lot of success just standing and striking with Petersen. There was a point in the first round when he was like, they were clinched up, and then they broke away, and then Petrino throws literally one punch, and then he fucking knocks down Thomas Petersen, but then still decides to engage in a clinch against the cage. And I'm just like, I don't know, like, dude, you found so much success on the feet. It was puzzling, and I was kind of scared that, Petrino's going to lose the fight because of that. But no, Petrino still overall had the better striking. He had the ability to get he still had power by the end of the fucking second round. Comes in the third round, they're standing and banging. It was like a left hook, right uppercut, completely, like, almost folds Petersen. I don't think Petersen's ever folded his back like that in his life, dude. But yeah, super nasty looking faceplant, KO, walk off. Actually, it wasn't even a walk. He got in there and fucking just started hammering on the dude's head before the ref got in. But yeah, he does eventually get the win. This was enough to get him performance of the night, which I don't know how. I think that's kind of crazy. I don't think he looked very good leading up to that point of the KO, but still, it was a good performance. I'm glad he was able to get that win. He should have had that win in the bag. I think he could have gotten in the first round, but still, good enough win. Good for Petrino. I don't know how he's gonna do in the heavyweight division going forward, man. I think I think the game's changing a lot. We're seeing a lot more better heavyweight guys come in, and I just think Petrino's gonna be one of those guys that gets left behind and becomes like a stepping stone for another real big up and comer. So I don't see a hugely bright future for Petersen, or Petrino, but this was a good enough performance to at least know that he still is someone that deserves to be in the heavyweight division. So good for him. Speaking of guys that deserve to be in the UFC, Filho, man, what a performance from this guy. I was not expecting this at all. I thought this would be a way like closer fight than it turned out to be. I knew Filho would be able to start strong, but I thought Carpenter would be able to, kind of outlast him, defend everything that Filho would throw at him, and then in the later rounds be able to come back and try to start dominating a bit more, which ended up making this a close fight. But no, Filho was able to fucking just get in there, get the back, start threatening chokes, fucking mess up Carpenter a lot. He ends up passing the guard, and then Filho is able to get a Kimura lock in, which is fucking awesome. Love seeing those, even though it's really cringy in the moment. But a Kimura lock submission is great, especially over something like Clayton Carpenter, man. Like, this was a really good performance. I really have to give Filho a lot of props here, man. Like, I really heavily rate him. Like, I'm excited to see what he does in the future. I'm trying to think who would be a good guy to give him. Maybe it's next week. It's Bruno Silva versus. Oh fuck! What's the guy? I don't remember. Who the fuck? Bruno Silva's facing someone next week. I literally just looking at it. Who is it? Sun Hyun Park. I think that's his name. Hyung Sun. Might be backwards, but maybe the loser of that can get Filho. Because I actually really I really rate the performance from Filho. I think he's got a bright future. So I'm excited to see how he does in the future. Carpenter can fight Alan Nascimento or something, dude. You gotta love this analysis of mine. Still, really good win for Filho, though. I like it. What was not a good win was Michael Aswell flatlining Lucas Almeida, that the ref made sure he got flatlined. I think, okay. So, I make my predictions, right? I say, you know, it'll be competitive. Almeida, I think, carries greater finishing power, but, you know, is a bit chinny. I think Aswell can, you know, has strong defensive awareness. He can absorb damage, but Almeida clearly has the power advantage and will get more damage off of him. So I say that, and literally after I upload my video on YouTube, I look at the weigh-ins. I see the weigh-ins for this card, and I see Michael Aswell's fucking right hand is just swollen up to like double size, and I'm thinking, this guy's going in with a broken hand. I could not believe it. So this guy was like plus 125 when I picked him to win, and then by the time the fight started, he was like plus 235 or something. Yeah, man. So the fight happens. Aswell is standing there, like just like this, right? He's keeping his right hand right here, and is just throwing with his left. Meanwhile, Almeida is just coming in, hitting him on this, like constantly, like fucking pushing his head back how hard he's hitting him. And he's just doing nothing to guard that at all. Like, he's not even doing this. He's not even like doing this because he just doesn't want to move this hand over because it's fucking broken. And he's being allowed to fight with a broken fucking hand. Like, I just... What are we doing, Lucas Almeida? I just hope this isn't a case where, like, you needed the money. And so you just had to step in with a broken hand. Because why the fuck would you go in there with a visibly swollen up, like, fucking hand was a balloon. My hand was a balloon. And you fucking, you just go in there and you lose in, like, the first round. What are you doing? What are we doing here? This is, people's money's on the line here, man. Oh. I don't know what we're doing here. Still, good win for Michael Aswell. I do, you know, he did his job. Trying to think who could fight next. Featherweight division, up and comer. Like, he's 1-1 now, so I would like to see a Daniel Santos fight. I would like to see that. I think that would you know, be a great showcase for both guys. Lucas Almeida is not gonna fuck off for like hopefully 6 months. Take 6 months, man. Just regroup, figure yourself out. What are we doing here, man? You're fighting with a broken hand, dude. You're making me lose picks. Dude, fuck, man. That was dumb. It was dumb the fight even happened in the first place. Like, why did this happen? He clearly, his hand was clearly broken and the UFC doctors allowed him to get in there. I don't know what we're doing, but that needs to be fucking addressed. On to the main card here. We have Ricardo Ramos versus Con Ofli. Fucking Con Ofli, mate. Yeah, Con Ofli gets the first round submission here. This was a pretty good performance by Con Ofli, I have to admit. I'll be honest, like, you know, in the prediction video, I was fence sitting this one quite a bit. And you know, the closer I think we got to the fight, the more I actually did start to worry about Con Ofli and think Con Ofli was gonna win. And sure enough, man, he gets in their first round, ends up on back and gets the rear naked choke in. There's fucking 2 strikes between them, and he just has like 2 minutes of control time. Gets the takedown. Ricardo Ramos did try a lot of submission attempts, but you know, all it took the one from Con Ofli to get in there and get himself the win. Good performance from Con Ofli. I don't see a super high ceiling for someone like him. I think, like I said, whoever lost this fight was going to have the worst loss of their career up to this point. So, you know, Con Ofli's just glad it wasn't him. This was a good bounce back, something he really needed. Again, I don't know how heavily I rate him going forward from here, but he's better than Ricardo Ramos. So, good shit, man. Ricardo Ramos, sorry, man. You are a can now, brother. You have been demoted to can status. Hopefully you can bounce back. But I think this guy's only gonna be like fucking really bad debutantes coming into the UFC going forward. So that sucks. What doesn't suck was this performance by Mario fucking Pinto, dude. Wait. Whew. I heavily rated this, actually. I'm starting to really fucking like Mario Pinto, man. I think this guy's got it, dude. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he actually has a lot of potential in the heavyweight division. He came in here, he got the takedown. He was getting, look at these numbers. Just look at these fucking numbers, dude. 29 out of 33 to 1 to 5. He didn't let him get any strikes in. He had 7 minutes of control and like a fucking, which is basically the entire fight. He was getting the head strikes in. He was getting the ground and pound in. He had like his one strike, Deniz's one strike was a leg kick. Bro, like, that's insane. Yeah, he got the takedowns. He was constantly getting them. He was going for the subs, and then he eventually gets the ground and pound TKO. I love seeing that out of a heavyweight. That is someone that knows technique and isn't just like some fucking massive blob with like fluke KO power behind his hands, dude. This is a guy that knows how to fight, and I love that for this guy. I could see him. Honestly, people are saying that, like, let's give him like Ruslan Kuniev, like, before he gets in the ranking. Fuck that, dude. This is heavyweight division, bro. If you win 2 fights in a row, you're getting a ranked fucking fight, and he should absolutely fight Marcin Tybura. I think he can pass that test, dude. I think he can fight. I think he can beat Marcin Tybura, and then, ooh, maybe I think he could beat Almeida, or does he train with him? No, does he? I don't know. He could make top 5. I don't know if he goes on past that, but I think he can make top 5. I think he beats a lot of like the lower ranked guys at heavyweight. Maybe not like I think he could beat Derek Lewis. I think he could beat, who the fuck else is there? Maybe not like a Gon or a Volkov. Ooh, I'd love to see him fight Pavlovich. I think that'd be a super interesting test to see where he would be in like the rankings. But yeah, man. This guy's good. This guy's someone to watch. I actually really heavily rate this performance. He is one of the best up-and-coming heavyweights right now, so keep an eye on this guy. Diniz is not a bad... Like, Diniz actually showed skill. Like, who was it? Fucking Tybura took him to a decision. He looked good all throughout, and then Diniz comes in, gets absolutely steamrolled by Mario Pinto. Dude, like, good fucking win. This is a good win. Up next, though... Man... Joel Alvarez beats the shit out of Vicente Luque for 15 minutes, dude. Wow, man, this was so tough to watch. I don't know, like, I don't know if I just want it to just be over quickly, like the Holland fight, and just see that, or if I just want to see this guy's fucking brain get caved in for 15 minutes, dude, because that's basically what ended up happening. He had, like, Luque had nothing for him, man. It was just from the start, he had nothing for him. Joel Alvarez actually did end up getting the takedown and a decent sub attempt towards the end. There was this weird part in the first where Alvarez legitimately did drop Luque, but, Luque thought it was to the eye, and it looked like it was to the eye in the second. But for some reason, because the state athletic commission likes to assign just fucking random regional referees to big UFC events, the ref sees that it was a legal strike, does not continue the fight immediately, but instead brings in a doctor to see if he can continue, if Luque can continue. And that's like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? I thought, we just, that's not how we do this. We actually need to, like, set standard procedures for how things play out. We need to give the referee less discretion how things play out, man. We need to establish very strict rule sets in these refs, man, because this was wholly fucked up, and I think it did end up robbing Joel Alvarez of his finish streak, which should have continued tonight, but it didn't. That being said, though, I do feel that Alvarez... I don't know, man. It's hard to really rate this kind of Alvarez performance. I think it's one thing to just say, like, oh, he should have got a finish here, but I really do think he should have been able to finish him here. I don't know, man. Like, I've just, like, you're Joel Alvarez, bro. Like, if you want me to take you, like, fucking, like, it's just, that's why it's so hard to, like, rate this performance. Because, yeah, he dominated him. He beat him the fuck up. But, like, he didn't really look good during it. Because especially towards the last few minutes of the fight, right? He had him in this, like, reverse, like, head triangle. And it was just sitting there. And it was in for, like, a minute and a half. It wasn't choking out Luque. The ref had to check. Luque was just like, yeah, I'm fine, dude. I'm chilling in this spot. And I don't know what you're doing with that kind of stuff, man. So, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know how I feel about Alvarez going forward. Especially if he continues to stay at welterweight, which I think think is the wrong move. If I was him, I would stay at lightweight. I mean, if you just can't make the weight, you can't make the weight. But I don't know, man. I'd stay at lightweight. Just try my chances there. At least wait till I lose a fight, you know. But it was a win. It was a win. It's what he needed. In our co-main event, Deiveson Figueiredo defeats Montel Jackson by split decision, 29-28. Montel Jackson. That plan did not work out, brother. Okay. So I was kind of right by what would happen. You know, I said, you know, Jackson's fight IQ stands out. I thought he'd be smart enough. He'd land the jabs and right hooks, which he did. He was a very good range fighter in this fight, especially during the third round, which was a bit boring, but still, he fought really well at range. It was getting the head strikes in. All 14 of them of the 51 he threw. But it just came to the takedown defense where I was like, wow, he actually really does not have good takedown defense. You know, and I wonder if it's because of, like, you know, the short stature of Figueiredo that he was able to really find those in, because that's what he was able to get them off, is when, you know, Jackson was throwing like 1-2s, and then like Figueiredo was just able to come in and swoop in and get the takedowns, even when he was against the cage, which is when I said, you know, he would actually be able to defend them if he was just able to clinch up, stand, you know, do the stance where you're up against the cage. I thought he'd be able to defend them, but no, he got taken down multiple times. So. And controlled. Like, he did do a good job of at least getting out of them. He only ended up like 2 minutes out of like 15 on the bottom. But I just don't know how to feel about this, man. Because, like, if you're going to be a bantamweight, if you're going to fight ranked competitors at bantamweight, you need to have takedown defense. And I just didn't see it here, man. So, and you know, like, I don't think he has the power of like a Sean O'Malley to justify that. So I just think you need to establish good takedown defense in this division, especially if you're going to be as big as you are in this division. You know, like, I think somewhere like featherweight, you can kind of get away with not having amazing takedown defense. But here, bantamweight, dude, you're fighting guys, you're trying to fight Merab for the title. You're fighting guys like Figueiredo, like Umar Nurmagomedov, Mario Bautista will clinch you forever. Like, you need to have takedown defense, and I just didn't see it here from Montel Jackson. Nor did I really see the right adjustments throughout the fight. You know, I thought in the third round, I guess he did kind of defend a few of them going into the last, but I was just expecting more of like a pressure from Montel Jackson. I just think he, like, when Figueiredo was able to land those takedowns, I just think that kind of stopped Montel Jackson from, you know, really pressing Figueiredo, really trying to go for like big combinations, big exchanges, you know, trying to go for like pocket exchanges. But so, and yeah, that ended up costing him the fight ultimately, I think. The second round was pretty close. You know, it just depended on what you saw, either between Figueiredo's takedown and control in the second round or Montel's good range striking, and it ultimately did come down to Figueiredo's favor. What was it that I saw? It was that, in terms of the judges' scorecards, I think it was that someone scored Montel Jackson the first round after being controlled the entire time, almost not the entire time, but like for a good chunk of it, and not really landing anything. And then they gave him round 3, and that was how he actually won. It wasn't through the second round; it was actually him winning the first, which was weird. But hey, man, Brazil judges, like, if you're fighting Brazilian, and you're going to a decision, you gotta make sure you fucking look good, dude. And he just didn't do that, man. So I question how he goes forward with this. I still obviously think he's got like that super huge power in his punches. Trying to think of, like, there's a lot of up and coming bantamweights right now. Someone like what's his name? Elijah Smith? And no, it's too early for him to fight Montel Jackson, but you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of up and coming bantamweights that do display a lot of power. I do think a lot of punching power is coming to the bantamweight division, these next up and coming guys. So that's kind of exciting to see. Maybe we will see a bit of a transformation in how you're able to win bantamweight fights in these next few months. But it was a good win for Figueiredo, I'll say that. I think it was, I talked about Montel Jackson's time. It was a good win for Figueiredo. He did enough. He was able to come back. He looked better than he did in his last fights against, like, Corey Sandhagen and that, like. So really good for him, man. I still do think you run O'Malley Figueiredo. If you want to justify O'Malley getting another title shot against Merab, you want to put him against a guy to see if he actually is able to defend takedowns and face a grappler relatively well and get a winning decision out of that. So I would run O'Malley Figueiredo, and the winner of that can get a title shot. Sure, right? I feel like it's still too early for O'Malley. Maybe he can fight Umar, the loser of Umar Mario, or whoever loses between Merab and the winner of Umar Mario for the title. Very complicated stuff, but good win for Figueiredo. I think he's got a good future. He's still got some potential. He still showed some stuff here, so good for him. Main event, dude, he fucking did it, bro. I swear to God, man, I can't believe people still. We've done this before. I was saying this in my prediction. We've done this before. We've seen this before, where fucking Charles Oliveira goes up against a #1 pound for pound ranked guy in the UFC, gets absolutely destroyed by him, and people are like, "Oh, that's it. He's washed, man. He lost to the best fighter in the UFC. He's definitely gonna lose to #8 ranked Martins Gamrot on late minute fucking step in, bro." Like, no, man, this guy's the GOAT. People just forget. How do you forget? How are you people continuously forgetting that Charles Oliveira is the GOAT? Super good from performance from Oliveira here. Dude, this guy was just absorbing Gamrot's strikes like they were fucking nothing. Like they were fucking. Gamrot may as well just been flapping his fucking hands like this in Oliveira's face the entire time for all the good that his punches were doing, man. He was absorbing them all. He tried to establish a takedown, but every time he did, Charles was able to counter it, get out of it, get on top, and try to go in for submission attempts, which I said he was going to be able to do because he is the better grappler. And if that, Gamrot's only, his only game is grappling, man. And if that doesn't work, then like you're fucked, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. You were just absolutely fucked. Yeah, man. So yeah, Charles came in, absorbed all the strikes. He dealt with the takedowns really well. He got out of them really well. He's able to get the back, go for some fucking ankle locks, go for some, isolate the arm really well, and in the end, in the second round, get the rear naked choke win. Wasn't even that. It was kind of like a head crank, really. He wasn't even gonna get under the chin. He just kind of pressed him so hard against his. He's just fucking moving his head in the wrong direction that it was enough for Gamrot to tap him out, which is awesome. Yeah, that was a really good performance from Oliveira. He's still here, man. It's still great. I do think the BMF call out is the right thing to do. Obviously you can't run Oliveira Superior 2 again so soon because you fucking look terrible doing it. But still, that was an awesome performance from Oliveira. Yeah, I guess like I said, BMF title makes sense. Having this belt is always just so smart, man. It's so perfect because like it's totally for guys that got absolutely dominated in title fights, but then had really good bounce back fights. And if you don't want to run the rematch, just here's your other belt to fight for. Go do that. And I think people like it. I think the fighters like it because it's usually I don't know if it's a main event always. I don't know if it should. I like it more of as a co-main event belt, but still for 5 rounds is really really good. And yeah, I'm excited for Holloway Oliveira. That's a really exciting matchup, and I do think Oliveira would probably win that. I just think his grappling would come into play too heavily for Holloway to really have any answers for that. I don't think Holloway has the takedown defense that would necessitate or cancel out the striking ability, to really defend from that. I think he just get taken down too easily. I don't know. I haven't seen Holloway's takedown defense be on display these last few fights. It's always been everyone's just decided to stand and bang with him, but no one's really thought to take him down, which is kind of weird now that I think about it. But still, maybe he did in Poya fight. I have to rewatch the Poya fight maybe. Anyway, regardless of all that, Oliveira got an awesome win here. He's still here. He's undefeated in Brazil. He looked great. He's fucking 36-11, dude. That's insane. But he's here. That was UFC Fight Night Oliveira vs. Gamrot. Awesome show. A lot of finishes, a lot of interesting matchups going forward that we'd be able to get to see. Some dominant performances, some true prospects getting able to shine. So get excited for them. Overall, I was 8-4 on predictions, which is pretty fucking good, dude. all my locks won, which has not happened yet. So I am very happy I was able to cash out a nice parlay for myself. Thank you to all the people that continue to doubt Charles Oliveira and made me -125. That really was the finishing touches that I needed to end the night. Because I don't know why people just continue to doubt Charles Oliveira, man. I think, the grappling, it's not there. Bro, this guy's literally one of the best grapplers in the lightweight division. I don't know what the fuck else you want me to say, dude. I don't know how you look at like even the Michael Chandler performance and be like, yeah, this guy kind of fucking stinks, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, 8-4 in predictions. All my locks were correct. This show gets like a 7 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed this one. The prelims are awesome, dude. They're really fun prelims. I think the only 2 fights that were really just kind of boring were the the Alvarez Luque, and then the Figueiredo Montel Jackson. Just really didn't live up to the hype. Still, everything else here was really awesome. Main event was awesome. That's a great way to end the card. And then the prelims were really fun as well. Had some really fun fights on there as well. But that's gonna do it for me, man. Those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts were on the show, or how your predictions went out, and if you cashed any parlays, maybe. Playlist, a video. You can subscribe right here. I'm gonna move to the corner so you can subscribe right here. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. But that's gonna do it for me, man. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.